Today's lesson we're going to graph using intercepts. And to start with, we're going to start with an equation that's listed right here. And you'll notice that this equation is listed, it's given in standard form. Standard form is an ax plus by equals c. We've got a minus sign in there, but if we change it to a plus and negative 4, we can certainly get to that standard form. And what's different about this form is it's not one of our friendly graphing forms. From previously, we learned how to graph something that's in y equals mx plus b form, which is slope-intercept form, which is, quite frankly, the easiest form to graph in. The standard form is much more difficult. So a couple things that we could do. Number one, we could end up doing some algebra on this so that we could take this form that's in standard form right now and change it into slope-intercept form to graph this. That would be one option, but we tend to make quite a few mistakes with this. Instead, what I'd like to propose is a second option, and that's using intercepts. To use the intercept method, we're going to start off with realizing what an x-intercept and what a y-intercept is. Please remember that an x-intercept is a place where it crosses the x-axis. And if it crosses the x-axis, then its y value at that point will be a 0. So let's go ahead and write that coordinate in here. So an x-intercept would have a y value of 0. Oops. There we go. And at a y-intercept, it would have an x value of 0. So to start off with, I'm going to look at these 2 points and figure out where these intercepts occur for this equation. Now I start off with my kids, say the 2 points that you want to graph here are 0 comma something and something comma 0. Remember that the 2 points are given in x, y fashion, so that the first coordinate is an x, the second one is a y. And if I were to look at this point that I have here, I want to substitute a value of 0 for the y in the equation above. So let's make that substitution and evaluate that then. Plugging that in, we'd still have the 3x minus 4 times the 0 would make 0, and that's equal to 24. We don't need the minus 0 there. We can just write it as 3x equals 24. Divide both sides by 3, and x equals 8. This tells me that when y is 0, the x value is 8. So I can certainly write that in. Let's do the same thing for our second intercept. For this one, I want to use an x value of 0 because 0 is in the x spot. So I take the 0 up to the equation up top and plug it in. And what I come up with is 3 times 0, or 0, minus 4y equals 24. Again, the 0 up front we don't need, but we do need the negative 4y equal to 24 below it. Dividing both sides by negative 4, we get a y value of negative 6. Again, the y value of negative 6. When x is 0, y turned out to be negative 6. I've got these 2 coordinates here that I can now plot on my graph. 8, comma 0. 8 in the x direction, 0 in the y, gives me this coordinate right here. This one is 0, comma negative 6. 0 in the x direction, negative 6 in the y direction. And we all know that it only takes 2 points to generate a line. So what we have now is, we have a line that connects those 2 points, and that is how to graph using the 2 intercepts.